Keanu Reeves' career. Early career, 1980 to 1986. Reeves began his acting career at the age of 9, appearing in a theater production of Damn Yankees. At 15, he played Mercutio in a stage production of Romeo and Juliet at the Leopoldlands Theater. Reeves dropped out of high school when he was 17. He obtained a green card through his American stepfather and moved to Los Angeles 3 years later. Reeves made his screen acting debut in an episode of Hangin' In. In the early 1980s, he appeared in commercials, including one for Coca-Cola, short films including the NFB drama One Step Away and stage work such as Brad Fraser's cult at Wolfboy in Toronto. In 1984, he was a correspondent for the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation TV youth program Going Great. His first studio movie appearance was Youngblood, 1986, in which he played a Quebecois goalie. His stepfather had convinced Erwin Stoff in advance to be Reeves's manager and agent. Stoff has remained Reeves's manager, and has co-produced many of his films. Breakthrough, 1986 to 1994. After a few minor roles, Reeves received a sizable role in the 1986 drama film River's Edge, which depicted how a murder affected a group of teens. Following this film's critical success, he spent the late 1980s appearing in a number of movies aimed at teenage audiences, including the lead roles in Permanent Record and the unexpectedly successful 1989 comedy, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, along with its 1991 sequel, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. The same year he had a breakout role in the movie Parenthood. From 1991, Reeves played bass guitar in the alternative rock band Dogstar. During the early 1990s, Reeves started to break out of his teen film period. He appeared in high-budget action films like Point Break, for which he won MTV's Most Desirable Male Award in 1992. He was involved in various lower-budget independent films, including the well-received 1991 film, My Own Private Idaho with River Phoenix. In 1992, he played Jonathan Harker in the Francis Ford Coppola-directed blockbuster Bram Stoker's Dracula. Rise of prominence in film, 1994 to 1999. In 1994, Reeves's career reached a new high as a result of his starring role in the action film Speed. His casting in the film was controversial, since, except for Point Break, he was primarily known for comedies and indie dramas. He had never been the sole headliner on a film. The summer action film had a fairly large budget and was helmed by veteran cinematographer Jan de Bont in his directorial debut. Reeves's career choices after Speed were eclectic. Despite his successes, Reeves continued to accept supporting roles and appear in experimental films. He scored a hit with a romantic lead role in A Walk in the Clouds. He made news by refusing to take part in Speed 2, Cruise Control, despite the offered $11 million paycheck, which would have been his largest to date, in favor of touring with his band and playing the title role in a 1995 Manitoba Theatre Centre production of Hamlet in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Of his performance, Roger Lewis, the Sunday Times theater critic, wrote, "He quite embodied the innocence, the splendid fury, the animal grace of the leaps and bounds, the emotional violence, that form the Prince of Denmark. He is one of the top 3 Hamlets I have seen, for a simple reason, he is Hamlet." However, his decision to not do Speed 2 left him blacklisted by 20th Century Fox for a decade, according to Reeves, until the day the Earth stood still. However, Reeves' choices after A Walk in the Clouds failed with critics and audiences. Big-budget films such as the sci-fi action film Johnny Mnemonic and the action thriller Chain Reaction were critically panned and failed at the box office, while indie films like Feeling Minnesota were also critical failures. Reeves finally started to climb out of his career low after starring in the horror drama The Devil's Advocate alongside Al Pacino and Charlize Theron. Reeves took a pay cut of $1 million for The Devil's Advocate so that Pacino would be cast, and later took a 90% pay cut for the less successful The Replacements to guarantee the casting of Gene Hackman. The Devil's Advocate did well at the box office and garnered good reviews. Hollywood stardom and The Matrix trilogy, 1999 to 2009. The 1999 science fiction action hit The Matrix, a film in which Reeves had a starring role, was a box office success and attracted positive reviews. In between the first Matrix film and its sequels, Reeves received positive reviews for his portrayal of an abusive husband in The Gift. Aside from The Gift, Reeves appeared in several films that received mostly negative reviews and unimpressive box office grosses, including The Watcher, Sweet November, and The Replacements. However, the two Matrix sequels, The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions, along with Something's Gotta Give and the 2005 horror action film, Constantine, were box office successes and brought Reeves back into the public spotlight. Reeves performed with the band Becky for a year, but quit in 2005, citing his lack of interest in a serious music career. In early 2005, Reeves' accomplishments in Hollywood were recognized by the Hollywood Walk of Fame with a star located at 6801 Hollywood Boulevard. His appearance in A Scanner Darkly, 2006, based on the dystopian science fiction novel by Philip K. Dick, received favorable reviews, and The Lake House, his romantic outing with Sandra Bullock, was a success at the box office. He went on to play the lead character in two 2008 films, Street Kings and The Day the Earth Stood Still. In February 2009, he starred in director Rebecca Miller's film The Private Lives of Pippa Lee, which premiered at Berlinale. Eclectic filmmaking and John Wick, 2009 to 2018. Beginning in 2008, Reeves began pre-production on his directorial debut, Man of Tai Chi. The film is a multilingual narrative, partly inspired by the life of his friend, stuntman Tiger Chen. Filming occurred on mainland China and Hong Kong. During Man of Tai Chi's 5 years of scripting and production, Reeves acted in several B-movies with lead roles as Henry in Henry's Crime, 2010, and John in Generation 2012. During that time, Reeves also played Kai in the critically panned 47 Ronin. In 2011, he returned to other artistic mediums of expression. Having played music earlier in his career, he forayed into literature by writing the text for a grown-up picture book entitled Ode to Happiness. The text was complemented by Alexandra Grant's illustrations. In 2011, he produced the documentary Side by Side about the supplanting of photochemical film by digital camera technology. Reeves interviewed several celebrated directors including James Cameron, Martin Scorsese, and Christopher Nolan. Reeves's first directorial film, Man of Tai Chi, premiered in 2013 with showings at the Beijing Film Festival and Cannes Film Festival. The work was awarded in Beijing and praised by recognized director of action genre films, John Woo. Reeves has continued acting while exploring other forms of artistry. In October 2014, he played the title role in the action thriller John Wick. The film, which stars Reeves as a retired hitman, opened to positive reviews and performed well at the box office. He reprised the role in John Wick, Chapter 2, 2017, and again in John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum, 2019, both well received. In 2016, Reeves appeared in the horror thriller The Neon Demon and the dystopian romance The Bad Batch. Reeves had a cameo in the action comedy film Keanu, in which he voiced the eponymous kitten. Reeves paired up with Winona Ryder in the 2018 movie Destination Wedding about wedding guests who develop a mutual affection for each other. They had previously worked together in other movies, like Bram Stoker's Dracula, A Scanner Darkly and The Private Lives of Pippa Lee. In 2019, Reeves starred in John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum, had a cameo in the Netflix original film Always Be My Maybe, and voiced a character in Toy Story 4. For the amount of high-profile roles in 1 year, USA Today would go on to dub the time period the summer of Keanu Reeves. In addition, 2019 saw Europe's first Keanu Reeves film festival titled KeanuCon, hosted in Glasgow, Scotland. Originally scheduled on the birthday of Reeves in September 2018, this was postponed due to a fire at the Glasgow School of Art. The festival was held on 27 and April 28, 2019, featuring 9 films over 2 days. The movies screened included My Own Private Idaho, Speed, The Matrix, Constantine, Reeves' directorial debut Man of Tai Chi, and John Wick. Future projects. It was announced in January 2009 that Reeves was to star in a live-action film adaptation of the anime series Cowboy Bebop, initially slated for release in 2011. Because of budgeting problems, the script was sent for a rewrite. The project's status is currently unknown, and its prospects are more uncertain now that Netflix has announced a live-action TV series. In April 2011, Reeves stated that a third installment of the Bill and Ted series was possible. He further elaborated on the film in December 2013 during a taping of NBC's The Today Show. "I'm open to the idea of that. I think it's pretty surreal, playing Bill and Ted at 50. But we have a good story in that. You can see the life and joy in those characters, and I think the world can always use some life and joy." In May 2018, a third Bill and Ted film was officially confirmed under the title Bill and Ted Face the Music. Reeves has been linked to the maritime romance The Modern Ocean, directed by Shane Carruth, though Carruth noted that the film is unlikely to be realized. Reeves will portray the character Johnny Silverhand in the 2020 video game Cyberpunk 2077, and completed motion capture and voice recordings for the role.